Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour une nouvelle vidéo et une nouvelle série, puisque nous attaquons le troisième volet des jeux vidéo Les Experts CSI avec Las Vegas Crime en série. Alors je dis bien que c'est le troisième, puisque le deuxième je n'ai jamais pu l'installer sur mon PC, trop récent. Le PC, pas le jeu. Et c'est extrêmement galère d'installer un vieux jeu, encore plus celui-là, je sais pas pourquoi. Du coup, le temps que je trouve une solution, on va attaquer le troisième. J'ai essayé également par machine virtuelle, bon, ça n'a pas été un franc succès. Je me renseignerai pour essayer de l'installer quelque part pour vous le montrer, sachant que c'est la même veine que le premier. Oh, hello Gil.
Welcome to Vegas, the city without clocks. In the casinos, anyway. Here at CSI, time is something we pay close attention to, because the early hours of a murder investigation are key. As our newest crime scene investigator, your credentials are strong, but the proof is in your performance.
Yeah, we've got a situation over... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to
Fallait
interrupt.
frapper à la porte, hein? Non mais...
Let me introduce you to our newest CSI. Now, what have you got for us?
Art gallery owner by the strip with an unexpected exhibit on his showroom floor. A dead body. Possible homicide.
Thanks, Kath. Okay, I'm partnering you with Warwick Brown on this case. He'll help show you the ropes. But your own CSI skills are what we're counting on to crack this case. Catherine, I have lab work to get back to. Would you supervise this case?
You got it, Gil.
And you should head to that art gallery now. Oh, and remember, as G.K. Chesterton once said, the criminal is the creative artist, the detective only the critic.
Jolie phrase, dernière. Vous le constatez donc, c'est de la 3D. Et d'ailleurs, les développeurs du jeu sont Telltale Games. Un studio qui a coulé, hein. Il n'existe plus, et qui a fait pas mal de jeux à licence. Game of Thrones, Retour vers le futur, et The Walking Dead. Entre autres.
Hey, I'm CSI Warwick Brown. I'm glad to have some help on this one.
Oula.
We got a dead Vic on the floor and a live gallery owner waiting on the sidelines. Are you ready? Good. Pay close attention. We're in the art world, and if you don't know how to look at something, you won't understand what it means.
Mm-hmm.
The Vic's face down. Spatter pattern on the wall close by indicates blunt force trauma. Take a photo of this. It's always good for future reference. You're going to need an angle that shows the Vic's position in relation to the spatter.
Alors, nous jouons en normal. Ça veut dire que c'est le même principe que les jeux d'avant. Vous avez une flèche verte, voilà, vous allez cliquer, ça va vous ouvrir la roulette russe, et vous allez avoir très peu de choix. C'est même plus facile que dans les premiers. Vous allez avoir le même principe de preuve, analyser et analyser complètement. Alors toutefois, ça reste très, comment dire, peu intuitif. Je vous montrerai après. Fétichiste des pieds. Oh, le sac à main.
No wallet, cash, or ID. Could this be a glorified mugging?
Alors, la 3D, du coup, vous permet de fouiller un peu dans les indices que vous allez trouver, le faire pivoter, tout ça, pour récupérer des indices sur les indices. Voilà. Bon, là, il n'y en a pas. Mais des fois, de toute façon, il va vous dire « Ah, il manque quelque chose sur cet indice. »
Hey, maybe we just got lucky. That blood print says somebody's shoe picked up transfer. The blood flowed from the head wound and naturally cooled around her. That suggests she bled to death right here.
Bon, on dit que le curseur, des fois, est assez large. Hein. Mais des fois, il pointe sur un truc, on sait pas ce que c'est.
I want you to note the blood spatter here. For a visual pattern like this, you'll want to use the digital camera. Then you can get the blood afterwards. Well, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, we got several thousand here telling us what went down. The Vic was hit at least twice. The pattern in her position relative to it tells us so. The first blow probably caused the puncture to the ground. The second blow, while she was down, created the blood spatter.
Eh oui. J'arrive à l'installer proprement celui-là.
Whoa. With a rock like that left behind, I doubt we have a robbery. This was personal.
Alors pour une raison que j'ignore, c'est galère de faire pivoter une pièce à convection par le bas. C'est lent, voilà. Alors que vers le haut ça va plus vite, à gauche à droite ça va plus vite. C'est étrange. Je crois que nous avons fait le tour de la victime. De toute façon, si on oublie quelque chose, c'est très simple. Le Doc Robbins, le médecin légiste, va nous dire « Ah non, vous n'avez pas fini sur le cadavre !» Oh, un poil.
That's no human hair. It's too thick. Some kind of animal, maybe.
Je ne ferai pas de blague là-dessus. Donc, voilà, le cadavre c'est fait. On fait le tour du propriétaire. C'est un musée, oui, avec des aigles. Non, ça c'est le cadavre. Oui, alors ça s'affiche toujours en vert, même si on a tout fait dessus. Hein. Je n'épouse pas les formes de la femme, je fouille partout. Je suis très méticuleux. Oui, oui. Donc pour quitter une scène comme ça, il faut faire un clic droit.
60 large for an earthbound bird? If art theft was the motivation, why not take the other two birds as well?
Intéressant. Oh, une empreinte. Mais j'ai même pas eu le temps, oui.
Nice catch. Whoever bagged our bird may have left that print.
Vous avez vu la petite icône lieu fouillé, c'est-à-dire que vous avez ramassé tout ce qui était important.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's
Par contre, vous allez avoir beaucoup de phrases comme ça. Vous allez fouiller partout, vous allez regarder et dire mais ça sert à rien ce que tu regardes. Oui, mais bon.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
Un peu le... Comment je pourrais dire, les restes du premier jeu où des fouilles vraiment partout, mais ça sert à rien.
This is the Nathan Ackerman Fine Art Studio, and I am Nathan Ackerman. My art, displaying the creativity and on occasion the genius of my exhibitors, in a setting that is itself a work of art.
Do you mind if we ask you a few questions?
Please do. Consider me your host and ally. Don't hesitate to ask if I can help you resolve this affair quickly and cleanly.
I'll see what we can do. But Mr. Ackerman, there's nothing clean about murder.
Voilà.
I
C'est
was
son
out
interrogatoire
briefly
classique.
on an
Hein.
errand, and to my devastation, I discovered a client, Rachel Maddox, dead on my gallery floor. You must understand that this is a crushing blow. Rachel was an excellent client and a dear friend. I can't imagine who would do such a thing. Perhaps a vagrant or one of these psychopathic killers you read so much about? Rachel was about to be a bride. She had commissioned a painting and a sculpture, both of herself, for her wedding from one of my best artists. Unfortunately, he can also be one of my slowest artists, and Rachel and her fiancé were, well, let's say, fit to be tied that the art pieces, which were due some time ago, were not ready. I had an emergency overnight artwork delivery to ship. I needed to leave by 5 p.m., but Rachel was adamant we had to wait for the artist to come. I really shouldn't have left the two of them alone in the gallery, but they were respectable clients. Anyway, Rachel refused to leave. She said she was staying put just in case. I believe her words were, irresponsible ass of an artist does me the supreme favor of showing up. So that's how I came to leave the two of them here, and I had intended to be back before we closed at 6. As it was 6:10 before I returned, and found the door wide open, and Rachel in this terrible posture. As for her fiancé, he was nowhere to be seen. This is the most ghastly thing that has ever happened at the Nathan Ackerman Fine Art Studio. What kind of mad beast are we dealing with here? Patrick Milton. Many of the works in this showroom are in fact his. He's not a critical darling, considered by some too commercial. But the public loves him, and as long as they do, so do I. Ah, that was the spark that lit the fuse of the argument between Rachel and Mark. The artist had vowed to be here with the finished painting and sculpture first thing this morning, but he didn't show up at all. Not the first time, and Rachel flew into a rage when he did not appear. Heavens, our association goes back years, almost a decade. Quite frankly, he's the star here. I've displayed and sold hundreds of his works. I could have sold more, but he misses so many deadlines. No matter how hard I tried to breathe professionalism into his artist's soul, I failed. Still, he does sell. Ridiculous as it might seem, no. I have never once, in all the years of our very successful association, even seen his studio. As I say, he's quirky, private to the point of reclusiveness. Oh, but of course I have a phone number and a P.O. box. He wants his checks, after all.
That'll be enough to track him. Thanks, Mr. Ackerman.
Her fiancé is one Mark Stock, a taciturn fellow with a physique worthy of a Greek sculpture and just about as talkative. Frankly, he has the personality of a doorstop and the artistic taste of a hillbilly. Forgive my candor. The man does have his admirers. He's an ex-baseball player of some kind, from the minor leagues, I believe. As I said, he was here with Rachel when I left, but when I returned, she was alone and dead. Yes, they were having an argument about the art, which was unusual as Mr. Stock had never expressed an opinion from the beginning. Now he was making a stand. He said it was foolish to make such a fuss, and the wedding could easily go on without these silly pieces. But Rachel wasn't having any of that. In Mr. Stock's words, he can sound rather shrill for such a strapping specimen of masculinity. He said Rachel had become unreasonable and out of control over the artist not showing up. And, well, honestly, he had a point. She did have that side to her. Understand, I was very fond of Rachel, but frankly, some of the invective she hurled was directed not just at her fiancé, but, if you can imagine, at me.
Une charmante femme, quoi. Qui porte la culotte, hein?
Fortunately, a truce between the betrothed had come to pass before I had to leave. They were even, shall we say, affectionate. I felt comfortable enough leaving them alone. The storm had blown over, and they were like lovebirds again. To me, Mark Stock would be an enigma if he had a higher IQ. During their tiff, he seemed cold, emotionless. He's one of those passive-aggressive types who occasionally erupt, but in a strange, distant way, unleashing a torrent of abusive language, but delivering that invective in a controlled, cruel manner, seemingly devoid of any feeling. They visit Vegas frequently, weekend getaways, on which they invariably stop by my gallery to do business. Rachel did so love art. What was the question? No, I have no address. They flew in for their wedding, and I have no idea at which hotel, though it will certainly be one of the pricier ones. Oh, I can tell you it's a disaster. That's one of our most valuable pieces. Hawks are a specialty of Mr. Milton's, and that's a signature work. Any Milton collector would kill to... excuse me, that was an unfortunate burst of hyperbole. But I can say with no exaggeration at all that the Perch Predator is an expensive item indeed. And I'll be calling my insurance agent as soon as we're done here.
Do you have a photo of that missing statue?
Standard operating procedure in the art game. I'll be glad to get it for you. Though I'd appreciate its eventual return. Insurance, you
Eh
know.
ben oui, l'assurance.
Be my guest.
Les chaussures. Alors. Ouf. Non. Il exagère, c'est pas dans ce sens-là. Vous voyez que c'est un peu galère à descendre. C'est pas l'intérieur de la chaussure qui est intéressante, c'est l'extérieur, notamment la semelle. Où est-ce qu'il a mis les panards? Haha, dans du chewing-gum. Donc c'est lui qui a marché dans le sang apparemment.
My fingerprints are all over this gallery, both literally and figuratively. As I said, I intend to cooperate fully. My life is an open book.
C'est pas faux.
No, I'm sorry, no.
What happened to full cooperation? Your life an open book?
My life is an open book, that I pledge to you. But I can't allow this door to be opened. I may seem inconsistent, but there are many expensive, even priceless objects dark back there, and I cannot risk damage. Particularly when I see no relevance to your investigation, since it's been locked throughout this entire unfortunate affair. I'm sorry, unless you have a warrant, I just can't allow you to go flinging your fingerprint powder around and spritzing your various sprays. I'm sorry, unless you have a warrant, I just can't allow you to go flinging your fingerprint powder around and spritzing your various sprays.
D'accord, cette question restera tout le temps tant qu'on n'a pas le...
Hey, do you need a hint?
Non. Et bah du coup, on va aller voir le docteur Robbins.
Sure, I'll send a team right out.
Ouais, à la phrase, est-ce que vous pouvez récupérer le corps? Il va dire, ah non, vous avez oublié quelque chose. Donc, vite,
Blunt
retournez.
force trauma, back of the head. Wound's interesting, an irregular shape, somewhat triangular. It's the murder weapon's signature. Here's something you might find interesting. A small piece of foreign fibrous material. Definitely not skull.
Morceau de fibre.
The fragment I found appears similar in color to the photograph, so the bird's bill might be consistent with the wound. But without the real thing, it's just a guess.
S'est fait attaquer par un oiseau en statue.
Well, based on the victim's liver temperature, dead less than 2 hours. Under ideal conditions, the body cools 2 degrees the first hour, then 1 degree after that. So we can put it around 5:30 p.m. Way ahead of you. Taking fingerprints off a victim's body is part of my routine. Here you are. Toxicology tests show high concentrations of diazepam, a benzodiazepine commonly prescribed for anxiety disorders. Well, it's not entirely unusual, but your prospective bride already had a honeymoon. Semen in the vaginal canal. No forced entry, presumably consensual sex. I've got a sample for you.
Alors, s'il a trouvé ça, c'est que ça a été fait très proche de sa mort. Hein.
Of course. Glad to have your perspective.
La vie. Alors, vous n'aurez pas grand chose à faire, hein, là, je vous le dis tout de suite. Le Tubing fait un excellent travail. C'est pour une autre mission où c'est très utile d'aller se promener là. Sinon, c'est juste pour le zoom, mais il n'y a rien à voir. Vraiment rien à voir. Nous allons passer à notre deuxième maison du jeu, le labo. Vous allez voir, vous allez passer un temps incalculable dans cet écran. Vous avez donc 5 appareils, enfin 5 postes, où vous allez utiliser régulièrement. Celui-là, c'est celui que vous allez le plus utiliser. C'est celui qui fait empreinte, document, tout ça.
The prints on the pedestal are Ackerman's. It's no surprise. It's his gallery. Of course, he's still a suspect.
Oui, effectivement. C'est pas les mêmes. Et on peut pas le... Oui, parce qu'on a un bouton rechercher pour voir par rapport à la base de données. Or là, on ne peut pas s'en servir. Donc là, on va juste comparer avec des chaussures. Super. Aucune, mais je suis un peu con. On a les chaussures
Those two aren't quite a match. Try to be more sure before
du
you
monsieur
ask me for
Ackerman.
information. It's all about the details. We've done all we can with that
Voilà,
item.
vous passez en fait certains objets
We've done
dans
all
le
we
truc.
can with that
Quand on dit qu'on
item.
n'a plus rien à faire, c'est que l'indice du coup est complété.
We'll need to check with Brass about this first.
Et nous avons le petit nouveau, le test ADN.
This verifies Ackerman stepped in the victim's blood.
Donc on sait que Ackerman il a
All
marché
spatter
dans
matches the Vic's blood.
le sang.
It's a start. Links her to the crime scene.
Et là on essaie de trouver avec qui. Hop, ah non. Ça ressemble mais non. On a l'air bien là.
So, Rachel and her fiance did kiss and make up tonight. Evidence of sperm shows Mark scored a home run. But look at this. He's got a record with a history of violence. So let's get Brass on his bad boy.
Donc ici vous avez un spectroscope pour faire des indices chimiques.
Now this should work in the comparison microscope.
Là vous donnez juste un produit et vous donnez la composition.
We've
Alors.
done all we can with that item.
Voilà, ça fait tilt. On va comparer avec les chaussures. Ah. Voilà. On sait donc qui a marché dedans. Bon.
We'll need to check with Brass about this first.
Donc vraiment, mettre les documents, tout ça dans cet ordi-là, c'est le plan B idéal quand on sait pas quoi en faire. Hein.
Now this should work in the comparison microscope.
Et oui, mais moi je voulais juste l'ADN de la bestiole, hein, c'est tout. Hein. Voici donc le microscope qui sert essentiellement à comparer. Là, nous avons une base de données en plus.
Squirrel hair. Commonly used to make paintbrushes.
Ah,
Maybe we should find our reclusive artist.
poil de pinceau. Intéressant.
We've done all we can with that item. We've done all we can with that item.
Parfait.
We've done all we can with that item.
Quasiment tout analysé. On ne peut pas faire mieux. Ici, vous avez donc une table d'assemblage qui vous permettra de reconstituer des documents déchirés, entre autres. On nous fouille un peu. Et donc, voilà.
So you think that hawk sculpture might be the murder weapon, huh? I'll get my boys to start searching for it immediately. Check back later. We've tracked every hotel and resort in Vegas. No small task. Oh, we've got them registered at the Romanov, which is also where their wedding and reception was scheduled. Mark Stock's here to identify his fiancée's body. He says he's eager to help. So let's give him a chance.
D'accord, direct dans l'interrogatoire comme ça.
We know this is difficult, Mr. Stock. You have our condolences.
You don't have to pretend to feel anything. You didn't know Rachel. Who did this to her?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out, sir. Best we can tell, you were the last person to see her alive.
That's not true.
Then who was, Mr. Stock?
Her killer, of course. Look, I was only with Rachel another maybe 15 minutes after Ackerman went off to mail a package or something. I had a previous engagement.
And what was that?
My bachelor party at Orgasma.
You mean the strip joint?
Yeah. You think a bachelor party's going down at a library or maybe a church basement? A guy I used to play ball with recommended him to me. Some favor. As far as I'm concerned, Ackerman's a pretentious sleazeball. His word's as good as the paper it isn't written on, if you get me. And this crap with him and this clown Milton. I don't remember when I was ever so frustrated. Listen, I loved Rachel. I worshipped that woman. But she had a temper like a rabid monkey, and when Ackerman and Milton started jerking us around over that work, man, Rachel went off like a bomb. When that girl got mad, whoa, she'd get in your face and your eyeballs and teeth'd melt. She wanted her natural beauty preserved forever, displayed at the reception so her family and friends and the whole damn world could see her towering majesty. She insisted that damn artist would show up, and the owner was off on his errand. He left the keys with us in case he wasn't back by 6 so we could lock up for him.
He gave you the keys to the gallery?
Yeah, Rachel and me were supposed to lock up at 6. Ackerman headed out with his package, we had our little fling in back, and then, well, I had a bachelor party to go to. I was a cocky kid, a college star who wound up in the minor leagues. I was too damn dumb to know I should just pay my dues like everybody else. I made a lot of enemies, throwing my weight and my temper around. And I paid the price for it. That incident got me blacklisted from the league and ended any hope of a major league career. And it was my own damn fault, okay? And since then, hey, man, you're looking at a pacifist.
But maybe you had a relapse, snapped under all this wedding pressure.
After that bust, I started seeing a court-appointed shrink, and I am Mr. Chill now. Nothing gets to me, not even Rachel's temper. I look back on how I used to be, and man, I was not cool. I was a world-class ass. That's not me anymore. I loved Rach, and her family was gonna set me up in a sporting goods shop that would have given me a whole new lease on life. You think I would have flushed that down the John like I did my baseball career over an argument about some damn artwork? No way, man. No way. I didn't kill her. I loved her. But there is one situation where I might lose it again. Might have, what'd you say? A relapse.
How's that?
When you catch this bastard, if I get my hands on him, no guarantees, man. No guarantees. Of course. We're on the same team, guys. Find who did this. Find him.
Nouveau jeu. Yeah.
Oh, you know, just had our fun with some cheap champagne. I was supposed to meet the guys downtown at 6 before we headed for Orgasma and the Bash, so it, hell, must have been, what, 5:15? And I had to put pedal to the metal to make it on time, even so.
On va continuer.
Our friendly neighborhood art dealer opened the gallery 12 years ago, and his record's clean. I found some online reviews saying Ackerman's an overcharging, tasteless fraud. But hey, that's no crime.
Pas faux.
Even a self-proclaimed genius like Patrick Milton can't escape the electric company. And we got his address from their bill. Here you go.
Parfait, nous avons donc deux nouveaux lieux. Et on va regarder un petit peu le dossier. Vous avez donc la victime ici et le fameux triangle. Quand vous avez une ligne de remplie, vous allez avoir des mandats. Et à gauche ou en haut, vous avez les suspects. C'est comme ça que ça marche maintenant ici, dans le jeu. Pour l'instant, il n'y a pas assez, évidemment, pour faire quoi que ce soit. Pour demander un mandat. Donc lui, il va analyser toutes les preuves avant de pouvoir aller fouiller d'autres lieux. Et on commence par la chambre d'hôtel. Et ça a quand même plus de gueule avec les vidéos quand même. Hein.
It's nice, Pat. Not what I expected, though. This girl spends thousands on artwork for the wedding, but she opts for the junior suite. People and their priorities.
Ah, ça c'est ça l'hôtel? On dirait un appart miteux, quoi. Enfin, c'est étrange. Enfin, miteux, j'exagère, hein, mais... Donc on va fouiller partout.
Grass can track down this number for us.
Et les petites fleurs et tout.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
Ok. Une chemise. Une chemise. Donc on va la prendre. Et l'observer sur toutes ses coutures.
Close. Try using a similar.
La description, quand même, ça dit trace latente sur surtout les endroits sombres. Et une chemise, c'est pas sombre. Hein. On a trouvé du sang. Très bien.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
Sur le moindre pas place sur une table, il faut regarder.
The European honeymoon of a lifetime. Not anymore.
Il sait quoi? Est-ce que c'est Las Vegas, hein? Je sais pas.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there. That artwork was definitely due the day of the murder.
Voilà, on a tout trouvé. Ensuite, pour des tableaux à livrer à 15h. Et bon, on va aller voir l'artiste maintenant. On sent quand même la patte des épisodes, hein, avec les scènes de New York comme ça, entre deux scènes d'enquête, on va dire. Hein. Vous avez le mot de passe? Ça ressemble trop à ça. Hein.
And if I am?
Las Vegas Crime Lab. Murder investigation. Are you Patrick Milton?
Yes, all right, yes. I'm Patrick Milton, but I don't know anything about a murder, you say?
Yes, sir. We have a few questions. You mind?
You better make yourself clear about how this supposedly involves me, because I'm on a deadline. I'm an artist on commission here, and I have a painting to finish, and I'm trying to grab a window of solitude while these damn construction workers are on break, whatever they're doing. My God, the noise lately here. What? Which commissioner? You don't mean Rachel? You don't mean Rachel Maddox, do you? It's not possible. There's no one on the planet more alive than Rachel. How did it happen?
Blunt force trauma, Mr. Milton. The murder weapon may have been a statue, possibly one of yours. The perched predator is missing from the gallery.
My lord, no. The hours, the months that went into that? Was it stolen? Please tell me it wasn't destroyed. It's one of my most valuable works.
Il s'intéresse plus à la statue qu'au cadavre.
In the studio, the demands on me as an artist are unceasing. Haven't you talked to my patron, the esteemed Nathan Ackerman? He called me and tore me a new one, and I decided the best thing to do was to stay home and get this painting and sculpture completed before Rachel's wedding day. I've been bunkered in here slaving ever since. My intention was to deliver everything tomorrow, right before the wedding. I couldn't see wasting time dealing with Rachel. There was a lot to admire about her spirit, her intelligence, but she was frankly the worst-tempered woman I ever met. The most difficult client I ever encountered. I figured the less contact with her, the better. That's it, and it's going well. I'm almost done with it, but I guess there isn't any hurry now. Pity. Despite her ugly side, Rachel was a beautiful woman and a worthwhile subject. Actually, yes, the Maddox Stocks wedding commission is only part of what I have on my plate. And I've been battling headaches and back problems, what with all this horrendous construction racket going on, starting at 7 a.m., including weekends. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to concentrate?
Il dit qu'il voit pas le rapport.
Well, it began cordially enough. She was a big admirer of my work, owned a number of my bird and animal sculptures. She approached me to do these special paintings to be displayed at her wedding reception. And I told her I rarely did the human form. I'm a nature artist, you see, and I have a knack for just slightly idealizing reality. Well, she did have her charming side, you know, and she said, well, I'm one of nature's best works of art. Are you up to capturing me? How could I turn her down? And the money wasn't bad either. And as I say, I would have delivered the painting and sculpture on time. Nick of time, but on time. Right at the reception ballroom. I'm almost done now.
Did you contact Rachel or Ackerman to tell them about this change of plans?
No. And before you condemn me as rude and egocentric, let me just say, you never had a deal with Rachel Maddox. You have no idea the hoops she made me jump through. Sounds unkind now that she's dead, but really, I wanted to keep her waiting. Let her, no other way of saying this, suffer a little, like I had. Let her squirm and stew. But my lord, I would never wish anything like this upon her. In a word, rocky. She was a lovely girl, but rich and spoiled. At the beginning, she posed live for me. She was so demanding. Kept leaving her modeling pedestal to see what I was doing. Literally look over my shoulder. That, oh hell, that was just maddening. Finally, I just banished her from my studio. I'd already taken photographs of her in the desired pose, and these were sufficient reference. And photos don't talk back, nag, or interfere with the artistic process in any way. Well, from my point of view, it was entirely unprofessional and even hostile. I deserve better from someone I worked with for so long. You have no concept how much money I've made for Nathan Ackerman. But at least I didn't get caught up in a screaming match. I let the answering machine get it. He wanted me to drop everything and get over to the gallery. It was pretty clear from how frazzled he sounded. He had his own generous serving of Rachel Maddox at her worst.
So you're telling me you didn't drop by to set Ackerman and your client straight?
Hell no. Nathan I could handle. But as overworked as I am, dealing directly with Rachel Maddox, I didn't need that grief. Well, frankly, my intention was to avoid seeing her at all. She'd be at the wedding, and I'd be at the reception ballroom dropping off the art. Call me a coward, but you people never saw Rachel in full flaming bitch mode.
Harpy est très sympa, hein, notre...
Yes, you can take it. I usually use red sable, but I probably have a few squirrel brushes, yeah.
The victim's clothing revealed a paintbrush hair.
And you consider that unusual in an art gallery. You have any idea how many artists work in this town? Hundreds. And you'll find thousands of squirrel hair brushes. Good luck to you. Look, I'll cooperate. I know you have a job to do. But understand that I have a job to do myself. Take what you want. And then please, leave me to my work to myself. Art doesn't happen It's a struggle, and I need my solitude. And it may seem callous, but I consider finishing my artwork a higher priority than finding whoever killed Rachel Maddox. Dig into her life, and you'll find as many people not sorry to see her dead as you will squirrel hair brushes.
Ah, bon, on a des pinceaux.
I live and work alone. But you already know I had no reason to leave until this artwork was finished. Haven't you been listening?
Mais ça répond pas à la question. Bon, on compte.
I don't have anything else to say to you people.
On sait qu'on n'a pas fini de fouiller le lieu. Ce qui est normal, puisque pour continuer, il faut avoir le mandat. Il va falloir poser beaucoup de questions. Donc, on va vérifier si le sang correspond au sang de la victime. Et oui.
Message received, 3:30 p.m.
Patrick, are you there? I know you're there. Pick up. Damn it, Patrick. This unprofessionalism has to cease. Get on here with that painting and statue ASAP. And if they're not done, you come here with Rachel Maddox. She's climbing the walls, not to mention my ass. Take half an hour and put some finishing touches on and bring that blasted art. I need her final payment today to cover up well, damages. Get down here. This week she's finding new depths of unpleasantness and we have to calm her down somehow. And Patrick, if you're not here within the hour, my next call will lead to my attorney to instruct him to sue your egotistical irresponsible ass. Understood?
Wow. Doesn't sound much like the host and ally we know. Sounds like Ackerman was on the edge.
Oui. Effectivement.
We've done all we can with that item. We'll need to check with Brass about this first. We've done all we can with that item.
Bon.
There's more to be done with that item
bah
before
oui.
we can process it.
Il doit y avoir des... Ah bah oui, je suis un peu boulé, mais je crois qu'il y a des empreintes non dessus. Non. De la peinture. Ah, intéressant. Donc le spectroscope.
This paint is not common. It's probably a mix of multiple paints, which is why the database can't find a match.
Ouais, parce que résultat peinture à l'huile, je pense qu'on l'aurait fait à l'œil. Hein. Même beaucoup. Hein. Oh, je vois.
So we got common variety squirrel paintbrush fibers. The two samples are consistent with each other, but not enough for a positive identification.
Bah c'est sûr.
That phone number was to a ticket theater broker. A clerk there remembers Rachel arguing with her about ticket prices. Once you get enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
Ça veut dire qu'il me manque quelque chose.
I don't have anything else to say to
Et
you.
là, on va tourner un petit peu en rond, comme d'habitude. Alors, je pense que la personne qu'il va falloir contacter, c'est Monsieur Ackerman. Je vais finir d'analyser ça, s'il y a autre chose ou pas.
We've
Voilà.
done all we can with that item.
Et de ce côté-là, tout fouillé dans le lieu, ok, cool, mais on peut toujours parler aux personnes. Ils ont toujours pas fait le ménage. Ça peut être comme une œuvre d'art, hein. Ouf.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
Voilà. Ouh, plein de choses.
Goodness, I don't know. Perhaps I stepped in it when I found her. I'm sure that must be it. I just don't remember that clearly. It's all a jumble. No, I'm sorry. Not unless you have a warrant.
Ah, on a encore essayé, hein.
Why wouldn't it be? I'm a hands-on gallery owner. And as it happens, I showed that very piece earlier today to a prospective buyer. Wasn't anyone else's fingerprint on there?
No, just you, Mr. Ackman. But that doesn't prove you took your own statue. Just that you touched that pedestal.
I wouldn't call it a threat. Patrick was well aware we had a client who was high-strung, and that if that artwork was late, there would be hell to pay. Well, why should I pay it? You know that any business suffers occasional cash flow problems, but really, mentioning I might sue him was my way of lighting a fire under Patrick. He is a fussy perfectionist, and I know he could finish up that painting and even the sculpture by deadline if he just got on with it. Yes. Why? Is that a problem?
Why did you leave this out of the report?
Oh, well, frankly, I forgot all about that.
Bah, tiens.
There were no keys on her body.
Well, I took them, actually. They were my property, after all, and I didn't see how they could be important. Nothing sinister about it, just an oversight, my failing to mention it. Surely you can understand I'm a bit flustered after all that.
Ben voyons.
Yes, I'm sorry, of course.
Ouais, j'ai des choses à ramasser dessus. Voilà, tu sais qu'il y avait autre chose quand même à chercher.
Try something
Non mais
else.
tu te fous de ma gueule. Un coup c'est l'un, un coup c'est l'autre, mais je sais plus moi.
Rachel's blood on the keys means they were near her when she was attacked. Could the killer have used them too?
I can't think of anything pertinent that I haven't already shared.
Ok, ben maintenant let's go. Les analyses. On va essayer de passer ces empreintes.
This key has Rachel's print on it, so it's possible she opened that locked office before she died. I wonder if our Hawk statue took flight back there.
Ok, bon.
Rachel's blood is on these keys. Ackerman must have taken them from the crime scene. But was it during or after the crime?
Et voilà, nous avons notre mise à jour. Je sais pas si je vais vous le montrer. Mais ça veut dire qu'on va pouvoir demander des mandats. Et donc aller beaucoup plus loin. Oh, mais avant, on va quand même vérifier qu'on... Ah, voilà.
Suppose there's no way of avoiding this. Why I should want to protect that son of a bitch Ackerman, I'll never know.
Oh, ils ont traduit ça par Saligo, c'est mignon.
Anyway, financial problems is an understatement. He owes me thousands, and over these past 6 months or so, he's come up with some, shall we say, unconventional ways of reimbursing me when cash wasn't handy. Well, he offered me his second car, a big screen television from his former rec room, any number of nice, but honestly second-hand items. I took a few of these offers just to help out, but Nathan's still into me for Well, let's just say the notion of him suing me is amusing. I know he often accepts cash payments from clients, for reasons you could probably guess, detectives that you are. If not, ask the IRS. Sometimes he's had enough cash in that safe of his to paper those gallery walls.
What safe are you talking about?
Oh, it's in his back office / stock room. Keeps documents, sales records, and so on in there, I believe.
Well, with cash in that safe, maybe you broke in to claim it was yours. And Rachel Maddox just happened to be there, after hours. The very person you wanted to avoid.
Ridiculous! That's slander!
So sue me.
Il est rigolo.
I don't have anything else to say to you,
C'est
Pete.
déjà pas mal. On va bien s'occuper de ton cas là.
Okay. Looks like our Vic may have had access to the back office, and it's possible we may find our murder weapon back there. That's enough to get a search warrant.
Et donc on a le bureau de la galerie, un nouveau lieu. J'ai jamais fait des mots fléchés. J'ai vu des cases comme ça. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc? Oh, 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 oh. Qui c'est qui a fait les coquinous là? Ah, c'est pas une tache de café, non. Hein. Je vous le dis tout de suite. Hein. Regarder sur ce... Hop là.
You know, these scissors look nice and sharp, but not heavy enough to cause that spatter
C'est des
pattern.
trombones qui ont... Ok. Bon, bah, je crois qu'on a fait le tour. Hein. Là, il y a des mecs qui ont fait les cochons là-dedans. Et ils ont pas enlevé le doc. Oh là là. Ah, le coffre.
The safe is locked. Since it's too small to hold a murder weapon, our search warrant doesn't let us unlock it. We'll need a different warrant to get in here.
Intéressant.
A paper shredder. Look like he's got a fresh crop.
Moi, Gizzy, il va s'amuser à faire du puzzle. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc?
It's possible our blunt force bird didn't fly far from the coop after all. Let's see what Robbins has to say about this.
Il a le bec cassé ou pas? Ça a l'air. Enfin, il y avait quand même des armes plus pratiques que la statue. Après,
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
il y a ça sous la main. Grâce. De la poudre.
Something tells me this isn't baby powder. Let's run a narcotics test on it.
Ok. Et alors? Ça prend du talc, monsieur.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there. A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
Ou du petit sucre glace, qui sait?
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
apparemment, on a fouillé partout. Donc, on va aller voir le doc.
At first I thought it might, but the eagle's bill is much larger than whatever caused the actual puncture wound. This is definitely not the murder weapon.
Non, bah, mais ça alors.
I've got nothing new to report on the Vic.
Bon, on va analyser ce qu'on a trouvé. Avec celui qu'on a trouvé dans le... Bingo!
Well, looks like the prospective bride and groom had their prelim honeymoon on this desk.
Miam! Il y avait peut-être un meilleur endroit que ça, quoi. Alors, un peu...
Methamphetamine, speed, crank, chalk, arose by any other name. Meth interferes with the brain's neurotransmitters. It affects the brain and spinal cord. They used to use it for diet pills and nasal decongestants, but today it puts the wreck in recreational drug.
Ok. Et là, c'est Walter White démarqué.
We've done all we can with that item. We've done all we can with that item.
Alors, c'est quoi ça? Ah oui, ben les papiers qu'on a ramassés, je suis bête. Bon, ça va. Oui, il y a beaucoup de camions qui passent devant chez moi.
So, the cooperative Mr. Ackerman is holding out again. He'd been hit by a nasty lawsuit by the Vic. Maybe he pretended to mail his package, but instead waited for Mark to leave and went back into serve as his client, stepping in the blood when he took his keys back.
Oula. Une demande là qu'on peut avoir, hein. On va encore revérifier lui s'il a quelque chose à nous dire.
I don't have anything else to say to you.
Alors, je suis pas convaincu que pour ce jeu-là ce soit très important, mais c'est les réflexes de l'ancien jeu, du premier, où vous vous souvenez qu'à un moment il fallait interroger tous les persos les uns derrière les autres pour avoir toutes les questions et avoir le 100%. Ici c'est pas noté pareil, hein. On verra ça à la fin.
We have a hostile person who claims he wasn't there, but he has the Vic's blood on him. Let's
Et
talk.
pas que. On n'a pas trouvé que ça de lui, hein.
I had her blood on my clothes plenty of times. Rachel had rhinoplasty a few years ago. Since then, she's had trouble with nosebleeds. She had one just before we went to the gallery. I noticed it. I changed my shirt before we left.
Ah ouais, bah oui. C'est pour ça que t'as cette chemise-là, hein.
All right. After our cool down in the back room, we got into another argument. She started all romantic and sweet, and surprised me with these theater tickets to the most expensive show in town. That, a Canadian chick who sings real high and all. But I told
Série
Rachel I couldn't blow off my buddies who've been planning this big bachelor party for me. She was so pissed. What do you want to see naked women for when you have me? I said, Rach, it's not a sex thing. It's a guy thing. I got to spend my last night of freedom with them. That set her off again, but I wasn't having any. I just stormed out of there.
Stormed out? Oh, I thought you kept your cool these days.
I did keep my cool. That's how I kept it, by just walking away. What I hate is that it ended like that we parted on that nasty note.
Stormed out? Oh, I thought you kept your cool these days.
Tu viens de répéter 2 fois la question, en gros. Hein.
Sure, sort of. I was on the highway, busting ass getting to my pals waiting for me downtown, so I can't prove it, but they'll verify when I showed up. How did you know that?
We found evidence of your semen inside of her.
Oh, Rachel had a predictable habit. Whenever she got really mad, she wanted to work it off. The fact that Ackerman left us alone, it just made things happen faster. It was the one thing that made her temper bearable. The makeup sex.
Mr. Stock, for a guy who suffered a blow like this, frankly, you seem kind of, clinical about your late fiancé.
I'll do my grieving my own way, pal. But I'm sure you'll find out about this anyway. I was on the verge of calling it off. The whole shooting match. Relationship, wedding, whole deal. Great sex is not enough for all this stress. Rachel was turning into an out-of-control, unreasonable nutcase of self-involved vanity. But I still loved her. No, I don't do that crap. Neither did Rachel. She had a lot of vices, but not that junk.
Nous savons plein de choses.
You're in luck. One of our hawk-eyed detectives found your turkey in a dumpster by the gallery. It's got a broken beak and a few other surprises. Give it a close look.
Hey! Oh.
Hey, Warwick. I could use an update on the art gallery homicide.
Sure. First, our new CSI is all over this thing. We've already got time of death and the murder weapon.
Not bad for your first night.
Yeah, well, let's not break our hand patting our back. We got miles to go before we sleep. Plenty of leads, but no firm suspects. Any ideas, Kath?
Sometimes the evidence we collect has more evidence on it. I suggest you give all your evidence another hard look. Murder weapon, especially. May find something key toward completing your trinity.
Mais c'est ce que j'allais faire avant que tu m'interrompes.
Let's go back to square one with fresh eyes.
On n'a même pas le temps de voir l'arme du crime. Évidemment qu'il y a des trucs à voir.
So, the perched predator had a feast for his last supper. Let's test the blood to see what type of mammal was on the menu.
Cervelle de piaf. Bon, on n'a pas fini parce qu'il y a vraiment un autre truc à voir.
Who's to say where the substance came from, since our murder weapon was found in that damn dumpster? Collected, though. You never know.
Substance huileuse bleue. Bon. Allez, on n'est pas des génies. Bon, c'est à peu près ce que c'est. Hein.
We've done all we can with that item.
Déjà, on va vérifier si c'est bien le sang de la victime. C'est bon, on a trouvé l'arme du crime.
And the beak fits the wound, so we have our murder weapon. But who killed her?
Il y avait quand même, je pense, plus pratique qu'un piaf de cette taille pour tuer quelqu'un. Hein. Et bon, comme on dit, on a fait avec ça ce qu'on avait sous la main.
Bingo.
Ah.
The custom paint from Patrick's brushes matches the paint on the murder weapon.
On va vérifier si c'est bien l'arme.
The victim does have a blood clot in the nasal cavity and several patches of dried blood. Yes, I would say she recently had a bloody nose and no sign of trauma causing it.
Donc c'est bien. Donc ça concorde la version de l'amant. Voilà, de son fiancé.
This is a match. This was the item used to bludgeon Rachel to death.
Et là c'est bon.
The puncture wound is consistent with the hawk statue's beak. Plus, the fragment I recovered from the head wound matches the beak.
Le bic.
I don't have anything for you right now.
Bec. Bon, il nous reste 2 endroits fouillés totalement, mais on va peut-être avoir un mandat.
You've got some good evidence on Patrick. I can call a judge and get a search warrant to cover anything with paint on it. Is that wide enough of a brush for you?
Yes. Donc on va pouvoir rentrer dans son atelier. On a un mandat, tu dégages.
That's outrageous. There's nothing here that has anything to do with your stupid investigation. You're violating my sanctuary.
Well, you're violating this warrant. Move.
Notre stupide enquête en plus, non mais... Bah il est pas mal son travail. Bon, la peinture et la statue du coup.
So this is the famous painting in progress.
Ah, confisqué.
Blue paint. But is it the blue paint?
Bonne question. Non, il y avait que ça à prendre du coup. Il y a encore une petite empreinte qui traîne. Hein. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Un sachet de poudre.
A suspicious bag of powder. Now this paints a whole new picture, doesn't it?
Oh là oui.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there. Now here's the statue our artist friend was finishing up the night before the wedding. The Vic had an ego, all right. I don't see any paint on her, though.
Non, il n'y a que dalle. Après, c'est une sculpture.
I don't have anything else to say to you people.
Eh ben, on se verra au tribunal, on te dit. Ça, c'est la statue. Je pense qu'il manque à aller à l'étage. Voilà.
Killer tickets for the hottest show in town, night of the murder. Boy, you're lucky when you land these.
On a tout trouvé. C'est cool. Mais on n'a pas fini pour autant.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's
Et le
there.
mec qui dort, même sur le matelas quoi. Même pas un drap, une couverture. Bon, on va analyser tout ce qu'on a trouvé. Avec d'abord cette petite poudre blanche qui nous interpelle.
This matches the same batch of meth from Ackerman, so it appears they have a distinct relationship, and it's not legal. We've done all we can with that item. There's more to be done with that item before we can process it.
Alors oui.
We've done all we can with that item. paint from the art studio matches the murder weapon. Maybe Patrick tried to deliver that painting after all. He grabbed his own artwork and swung it hard.
Mhm.
There's more to be done with that item before we can.
Voilà, quand on se dit comme ça, c'est qu'il y a quelque chose à récupérer sur l'indice. J'ai raté, je l'ai déjà fait une première fois. C'était donc les empreintes. Et ce petit bruit, vous vous souvenez? C'est ce qu'on entendait dans le premier jeu des experts. On a trouvé une empreinte. Et il y avait bien. Oh, ça pue pour l'artiste là. Hein.
Having them in his possession ties him directly to her.
Alors, on se remet le triangle, là ça devient du n'importe quoi. On va se retrouver. Ah, on peut avoir une deuxième perquisition. On voit lui, suspect numéro 1, avec tout ce qu'il a dans les dents. Et lui, pas grand chose. Mais je voudrais vraiment avoir le dernier mandat pour fouiller son coffre-fort. Voilà.
Okay. Seeking evidence of the gallery owner's financial woes, which makes a good motive for murder. I know a judge I can call to open that safe.
Eh ben, let's go.
Bank records. If Ackerman's got money trouble, this should tell us.
Jusqu'aussi, pas d'empreinte derrière. Ah si, il y a autre chose dans le coffre. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What's this? Another controlled substance? Look, I'm no longer a betting man, but if I was...
Ok, mais encore des pilules. Eh ben. On va d'abord analyser cette petite pilule. C'est sûr que c'est pas du Doliprane.
Well, well. These samples are the same stash as the other stuff we found. Maybe art isn't all in Mr. Ackerman's deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
How's it going?
Close, Kath. Real close. Rookie's done good so far. We just found more meth at the gallery.
That doesn't fit what Doc Robbins says about the Vic's tox screen. Negative on meth in her system. So it wasn't meth-infused rage, no matter what you found.
Good to know. Okay, Rook. Let's see how somebody just saying yes to drugs figures in. We've done all we can with that item.
Alors.
Our gallery guy's busted flatter than a stretched canvas.
Mais c'est qu'il est dans la merde, au sens figuré.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Yeah. Il va passer à la casserole. Bonjour.
The Nathan Ackerman Fine Art Studio has thrived over the past 12 years I've been in business, and we've never been more vital. I'm even expanding my staff. The suggestion that we are anything other than financially sound is an insult.
Tu sais qu'on a vu tes
Well,
comptes,
let me
hein.
add some injury to that insult. This shredded document says Rachel Maddox was suing you for a breach of contract.
Perhaps I should have mentioned that, but really, such minor disagreements are common in the business of this nature.
T'oublies beaucoup de choses, toi, quand même, hein?
All I can think of is that many of my clients are wealthy, and I'm dealing with artists constantly, and
Dealing,
those
c'est
are
le
two
mot, ouais.
classes of people who are known to use recreational drugs. Someone apparently used them in my back office without my knowledge.
Even though you keep it locked?
Well, if that's the case, it's a violation of my trust. I'd be lying if I said that those two weren't capable of such tasteless shenanigans, but it obviously didn't take place in my presence.
No, just in your gallery, in your back office. Is there anything else you neglected to mention?
Insults upon insult, I cooperate fully, and this is what I get! But it might be possible that Rachel and Mark brought that meth into my space. After all, if they were capable of semi-public fornication, what weren't they capable of?
Good point. Only we found drugs in your safe.
Maybe they found some way to get past the
Tais-toi,
law,
tais-toi, tu t'enfonces là.
and planted those drugs in there to cause me difficulties. Rachel was suing me after all.
I'm afraid not. Toxicology on Rachel came up negative for meth.
Allez, à vous, c'est bon.
No, I'm getting back on my feet. It's a phase in the life of a successful business. Yes, I've stared bankruptcy in its foul face, but not because of any malfeasance or incompetence on my part.
Ouais.
It's the unreliable lights of these artists, and Patrick Milton is the poster child of these irresponsible flakes. And since I am indeed filing Chapter 11, the threat of a lawsuit means nothing.
Maybe so, but that stash of meth means something. Like you're dealing, maybe?
I keep hearing you want to cooperate, Mr. Ackerman. That works better without lies.
I do not deal in drugs. That was a misguided effort on my part to buy a commodity that I could turn around and give to Patrick Milton in exchange for some of what I owed him, and make a sort of profit doing it. I had to keep him happy, because the money Rachel Maddox would pay for the wedding artwork would have gone a long way toward getting me out of this financial hole. Is that forthright enough for you?
But you didn't get art from Patrick, or money from Rachel. So you struck back at the both of them and grabbed that statue, killing two stones with one bird.
I killed no one. I mailed a package.
If you did, it wasn't at your regular shipping service, because nobody there remembers seeing you. We've even checked their surveillance tapes, and you aren't starring in them. You don't even make a cameo appearance.
Oh. Tu t'enfonces.
I do have an alibi. I really do. But it's rather embarrassing. You see, I was with my dreadful term, bookie. Here I am, a long-time Vegas resident, and I make the same mistake as the stupid tourist. I try to get ahead by betting. And what money I did have, I lost. As you probably already know, I am financially ruined, finished. But I've said I'd cooperate, and I will. Here's the number to call to confirm.
Eh ben voilà, c'était pas trop dur. On va aller confirmer ça quand même, hein. Allez, on va finir par valider les...
We've done all we can with that item.
Voilà. Et
We'll need to check with Brass about this first.
Ackerman's alibi checks. He was with his bookie, all right. But we got him on ice for holding and possibly dealing.
bah, du coup, il nous reste qu'une seule personne à voir. Et ce coup-ci, on attend Patrick.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Là, pareil, on tourne pour être sûr qu'on n'ait rien oublié.
I can't tell you more than I know.
Lui, je crois que c'est bon. On a fini avec lui.
You could serve about 12 warrants on this bozo. He's coming down to the station now. And if he can talk his way out of this, he's a real artist.
Ouais, c'est vrai qu'il est un peu mal barré quand même. Hein.
You know no such thing. She was a client, and a rich one. She was a pain in the ass, sure, but I wouldn't kill the goose providing the golden eggs. Do I look that stupid?
The evidence says you do.
So I think you went down there to deliver the unfinished painting. Maybe you tried to pass it off as an artistic statement, but Rachel was having none of it. You see, the meth increased your normal rage, so you grabbed the nearest heavy object, ironically signing the murder with your own work. But the painting is oil-based, and it transferred blue paint to the hawk. So you ditched the hawk in a dumpster, but you kept the damaged painting. So it could support your story that you were still working while Rachel was being killed. And as for the wallet, you grabbed the cash and you dumped it. The tickets, I'm sure, were hidden in the cash. And when you noticed them, you tore them up. But you had no idea Rachel's fingerprints remained.
Do you have any idea, any notion at all, what it's like to be an artist? A true artist, and have to put up with the capitalistic needs of that pompous ass Ackerman reading me the riot act over the phone, that fool. He was the one who made me mad, really. Truly got my negative energies flowing. But when I came around to deliver that damn painting, who was waiting? All by herself. The lovely subject of my painting. And the painting, you've seen it yourself, it's a masterpiece. It can still use some finishing touches.
Only you gave the model, not the painting, the finishing touches, didn't you, Patrick?
The woman was a 14-carat bitch. She had the nerve to attack my painting, to criticize me. Face too bright, hair too dark, dress draped improperly, proportions all wrong. God! If I only had the courage to depict the inner her, the demon behind that beautiful face. She's lucky I didn't. She's lucky.
Well, she's also dead. She was your boss, Patrick. Night before her wedding, she had to chase you around for the artwork she commissioned. Ever think maybe she had a point?
Easy for you. Easy for you. You weren't there. You weren't the brunt of her verbal blows.
Yeah, but she was the brunt of your literal blows.
Fine. I did it. I rid the world of a monster, a shrill, unrelenting witch. I did her the favor of making her beauty live forever through my art, and the world a favor by ridding it of her inner ugliness. Satisfied? And now I'm tired. I need rest. I need peace. Some quiet. Time to contemplate, and time alone to create my art. Thank you.
Well, you'll have plenty of time alone from here on out.
Ah bah oui, hein, que sais-je.
That was a fine first lesson in the art of crime scene investigation. Without the evidence you and Warwick uncovered, that was a masterpiece of murder that might have gone unsolved. Good job. Before we get back out into the field, let me review your case and give you your evaluation.
C'est gentil.
You investigated
Mr.
every
Catherine.
possible angle on this case. Doesn't happen often, but I'm very impressed.
Donc nous avons fini la première mission. On va regarder un petit peu l'état de ce qu'on a fait. Parce que il y a des notes aussi. Et ça se voit dans les statistiques. En haut à droite. On est en expert. Impeccable. Et on a trouvé toutes les preuves. Voilà, j'espère que cette petite vidéo vous aura plu. N'hésitez pas à commenter et à partager. On se retrouvera pour encore une longue mission, car celles-ci elles sont longues, pour la prochaine vidéo. D'ici là, je vous souhaite une bonne journée et bon jeu. Salut!